is it? Yes, what is it?
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago. These thoughts formed in you somewhere, in a long forgotten drinking coffee and smoking with a friend.
What? But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
She looks up into the darkness under the nave, then back at you.
Then what if...
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No.
Then the Pale is... But the milk, it clearly hasn't started curdling yet. We're here and the Pale is not. I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes, like a cancer or a mold. According to this, how long... And information, causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects?
An intellectual hunger fills.
I also have a question, since we are piling them up. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the...
Knows how to think this.
Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus, or a containment facility of some kind, built by the first settlers. I have considered the same. The bad news is, there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying...
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome?
She already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them.
I told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them. You mean Plaisance and the dice maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up. Then go tell them.
An amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a...
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved.
She falls silent. The wind...
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest, some of this I can use to start to explain this.
Man, you will...
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space. I wouldn't go so far as...
Yeah! Once the light is...
Thank you, Wakehead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthropomedic detection to perform in this district.
The creepy woman! We were wondering about that when we worked there. But I had completely... It must be anthroponetic crosstalk. The one you get in radios and long-distance calls. Now it makes sense, with the pale right on the...
Incredible. This would also explain why we get it on the police radio all the time.
It's quite common, actually. When the signal gets routed through pale, all kinds of irregularities take place. You may hear snippets of someone else's conversation, or the voice of your former lover. Pale is a shroud of memories, and it doesn't really distinguish to whom those memories belong to, anytime.
Set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000? Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too. Now, the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective?
I wouldn't build a club and
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway. The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the...
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys. Yakukata! Yakukata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
Hardcore! Hardcore does it neck? No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has...
How about something simple? Like the...
Too modern. And too ironic. We don't want ironic, we want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave. The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
Lloyd's right. You have? Well, what's the name?
Like that DeLorean word for the...
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it?
The past is the future.
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave.
And short.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate that. You should go with the flow. Join in on the experience. It feels good. It feels right. But what is this? What is this thing that Andre is doing with his limbs?
I'm dancing.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing?
Yes, my man.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with moves? Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better. But there's a noticeable lack of something.
Goodbye, officer.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes and
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
you close your eyes.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes.
It's good to see you.
You close your eye.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eye.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eye.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes you're...
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your...
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eye.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eyes and vacate your skull, leaving your brain to wonder, where did that little fluttering light go?
Total darkness. You sink down the darkest fathoms of your own. Here it will begin. Oh, don't worry. The music. This is a pivotal moment. Try nothing. Just the immaculate silence of your spine. Who fucking cares? God, where is your God?
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull ready to pop up and replace the old one. Like shark teeth. To rule the world. In the spinal cord.
From what I can see, it's about to bust a...
Foolhardy. Do you even know what's happening on the surface? Maybe...
With your eyes still closed, the first thing you feel, all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso, is warmth. You have become a triumph of rhythmoplastics. Somewhere, as you open your eyes, you should scream, hyper, hyper. It seems appropriate. You have become a flawless interlocking mechanism, a flesh and bone approximation of the throb coming from the speaker setup of the one called eggheads, entirely, rigidly, imbecilic, without pity or fear. Free from self-awareness, no deliberation.
Oh my god! No way!
With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come. He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm. The young man immediately bounces up and down. Then the authority of the law is clearly unquestioned.
What's going on here? Delinquents.
This is clearly a Code 31 emergency. The lieutenant squeezes the bridge off. He's obviously having trouble adjusting to this new.
Code 31 emergency? Really?
The lieutenant crosses his.
What's happening? How the hell are you dancing with that broken leg of yours? Good for you. Rock on then. What?
Who's the one in charge? You are.
Are you kidding me? Get my what on? Sheesh, okay. Okay, you psychopath. I see what you're doing there. It's jacked up footwork, plus is that Ubi folk dancing?
Nah, it's not Ubi folk. It's hot.
Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah? I did 15 years in the juvenile crime unit. I can do age inappropriate. Now, check.
The lieutenant begins to heel kick the church floor with such intensity, it's reasonable to fear he'll kick a hole right through it, causing the floor to crack and the pillars to collapse, bringing the church roof down on all of you. It doesn't look like he'd give a shit either. Part of him is amazed you're both able to just dance after all these horrifying events in Martinez. Her headphones up slightly and
Asil, are you going to dance?
No, recording.
the lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance. She's still at her mainframe, pressing buttons, reading the printouts, but she started nodding her head along to the music. Motion of her flailing body is bordering on it. You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive would be a point of no return. It feels almost melancholy. Are you sure you have the entire posse in your face?
Here we go again. I can't feel the sound above my head.
What now? The sound above your what?
Above my hair, man.
Okay, this is too imbecile. Excuse me.
Music powers through.
hey man, it's good to see you. Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
You close your eye.
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you.
You close your eyes and
Total darkness. Here it will. Who fucking cares? God, where is your God? Oh, don't worry. This is a nothing.
To rule the world in the spinal cord.
Good. Because from what I can...
with your eyes as you open your eyes, you have become free
Oh my god! No way!
with it.
Ah!
He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, the young man, the authority of the law is.
What's
This is clear. The lieutenant is obvious.
Code 31 emergency? Really?
The
What's happening? How the hell are you dancing with a broken leg? Good for you. Rock on then. What?
who's the one in charge?
Are you kidding me? Get my what on? Shit. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Oh yeah? Now.
The lieutenant begins to heel kick the church floor with it does part of him is amazed you're both able to just dance after all these horrifying events in Martin. The young
Asil, aren't you going to dance?
No.
the lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance before turning her attention. She's still at her main frame, pressing button the dial. You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive.
What now? Okay, this is too imbecile.
On the coast of the Martinez Inlet, in a small weather-beaten stave church built 380 years ago by settlers from the Occident, most likely to guard against an anomaly at its center. An officer of the RCM is contorting his body into idiot.
I am la Rebachelière. I am the city. I am a fragment of the world spirit, the genius Loki of Revachol. My heart is the wind corridor, the bottom. Come morning, I carry industrial dust and let it settle on tree leaves. I shake the dust from those leaves. I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you with her. The modulations of my voice are noted down with thermometers and barometers. I also reside in your lungs and vestigial organs. You are an officer of the citizens' militia, Jean and Rebut. You move through my streets freely, in motor carriages and on foot. I need you. You can keep me on this earth.
An officer of the RCM is lying on the floor of a small church with his eyes rolled back and his tongue lolling out. Several others are standing around him. He slowly comes to.
Had a good rest there?
Fuck yeah! I bet you did. Those were so...
That's all great, but we should really get going.
You might be imagining it, but it feels like.
Man! Now imagine if we could do that, right? But with like...
End of human development. Mission complete.
All right!
You're absolutely beat. Muscles relaxed and feet like noodles underneath.
Goodbye.
hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze. Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk. You tree-hugging pansy. The gnarled hawthorn tree en route with slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending and unraveling, you manage to extricate. It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to respool it. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you.
What's the tape for? How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it? All right. You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. You know, since tape spinning isn't really our day job, solving murder...
Good idea. He might have the tools.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with it. You mean re-spool it? Yeah, I do, but I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn...
Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand.
Huh? What do you mean? Yes, what about it? Is it any good? The music, I mean. Man, you're really invested in this. Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a...
You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'll do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility. Okay. A transceiver, is it?
He produces a machine encased in a blue bake. The lieutenant whistles.
A genuine crystal sprach. This is a connoisseur's model.
The Model 9 also comes equipped with a signal purifier to suppress crosstalk. Especially good around here with our funky It's about as close to perfection as a transceiver gets. And we're only asking 120 You'll be back again. I've got a feeling. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. For the moment, yes. You won't regret it, officer. Whatever you...
The lieutenant watches you take the transceiver with barely disguised envy.
Not at all, Detective. A Kristallsprach is a fine piece of equipment, but
Oh, he's totally jealous. He can barely hold it in.
You've surprised me more than once during the course of our investigation. But I have to say, it's...
The pawnbroker turns from you to the lieutenant and back again. A distant...
We're glad to hear it.
Oh my god! Things have gotten out of hand! I thought the psychic stuff was bad, but the crime! It's even worse! I haven't been able to come to work for 3 days. The shop has been locked. No sales, gangbangers running around, shooting everyone. I know I shouldn't have bought a shop in this ghetto. Oh my god! Even the police can't take care of all of this. Just look at that limp. Someone should do something about this. Maybe I should close the bookstore and open a psychic studio. Yes! It makes sense. I could teach people to protect themselves against bad energies and to fight crime. No, you're right, officer. You've convinced me. It is a great idea. Thank you for the inspiration. In the meantime, do buy the books. As many as you can. They won't be here for much longer. Is there anything else I can help you with? What do you mean, the actual source? Earlier, you told me there was no curse. What?
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small Pinewood church down the coast. I don't mean...
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that? You're right, officer. I mustn't lose faith, especially now that Annette is finally settling in at school and making friends. No, we can't just leave. Besides, didn't I have some Sailite hope catchers round here somewhere? I must find them. Everything... Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome back here anytime.
Hi, Ace Detective.
Yes?
Hi, Ace Detective.
It's always nice to see you here.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinct... I hope you don't take this... They say it's...
Yes, but containers contain. Think he's passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is...
What about me? That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. It's a part...
Seo is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state.
I can see you're disappointed. You are right to be.
A point. He's glad to have shut down your question.
Good. Yes? What do you want to know? What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the union make a mockery of law enforcement here. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who... I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here, north of the interchange. No. Oh no, it's very imaginable. We fail to place responsibility for the hanging. The harbor companies see the situation is out of control, so they bring in private military. Local law enforcement solving one little homicide decides nothing. Not solving it can have real and calculable effects. Things can always get worse. Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoilsport. Yes, it's a holy...
He's actually glad it's addressed now. Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late and argues with his necktie. You weren't sent here to win.
I've considered it. I don't think I can say one way or another. I check the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. I am the finest of nothing. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
He's right. There are no airtight theories. Just tremble. The time is now. Time for the show. For Ta'ola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream. Ulogu theodos, xino zausin, ipoli osithien, echondes fronisin. Monday morning, the moment you arrived in this reality, are the first crack in the sheer face of God. Yes, you spoke the words of the palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why it's totally also a coping mechanism. The face of the woman fractures.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand. Yes, you might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them. Right. Now,
Some areas.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die? You mean the curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach? I'm listening. Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality?
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the...
Sona is involved in this? So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the...
She looks outside the window where daylight has filled the yard.
Just Martinez? In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't...
to deck big?
A hand on his ear.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big.
Listen, I'm just going to... For the full assault!
What is this? It's good. How did you guys do that?
Yes, but what if Van Eyck based his remix on some forgotten local melody, like a folk song, and you just found the original piece that inspired him to create this jam?
Nah, to me it sounds like classic Van Eyck. I don't think he needs any inspiration from folk songs. Maybe he lives in Martinez.
I think it's just happenstance. Chaos in action. Contingencies of our limited existence.
Noid's right. Egghead's No. This is definitely part of the same song. Something mysterious is going on here.
No, it's me! If it fits, it fits! Bring up the volume! What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for...
Yeah, I'll remember.
I think you might know the answer. What about that compressor Andre was setting up to achieve some sort of...
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already... But it could be hyper hardcore! Good morning! Yeah! Harder core! Good morning! Yeah! Good morning! Yeah! Good morning! Yeah!
Bzz, 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 goes the...
Good morning! Yeah!
Sidechain the beat. Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals. The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux sidechain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Sidechaining it, you said?
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide, wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
Are you ready?
Noid straightens his back.
I was born ready.
dances on the stage.
This is beauty!
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
Introducing the ultimate sound! God damn it! This dance club idea might just work out. DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
This is it. Who will be the innocence of hardcore anodic dance music?
What's on your mind? So your cop ways came through again. Impressive. Didn't know cops made that kind of looter. This is a brilliant piece of equipment. Maybe even two.
He wants to keep it at a distance.
Alright, Lawfarer, we're ready to do this. I have to warn you though, once we commit, there's no stopping until we've... So any cop prep you gotta do it now. We'll wait if we have to. Do what you have hardcore, like Egg said.
inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gate.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Pub. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is, most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Méjean.
Good idea. There was plenty of Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuse.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their library.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here.
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get...
Billy Méjean, you said. Give me a moment. Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Méjean's home address, is that alright? No phone number.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day. Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Méjean? They returned...
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then...
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. Marie? She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a... Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to... Happy we could help.
Anything else you need from me? 57.
In the cabin, you... Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone,
Give me a moment. It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find the Méjeans in apartment...
a weathered brown door. Something smells good. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead, and this is the door. You already know. Get yourself together. It's just police work.
You're right. Let's talk this through.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door, and
we have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband. Now, Delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. Dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice. The lieutenant motions toward...
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
The police. A moment.
Tidying up. There's fear in her voice.
Come in. The door is... It's you from the bookstand. I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to...
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again?
Keep it together. You don't want your body...
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you?
How about some small talk? Before you... Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place.
People got to eat? What is this about? Why are you suddenly asking me about... It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters. Jolie is 16 and Jenny is turning 18 next month. The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight.
She swallows visibly.
He has a problem with drinking. He's probably in the parks drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess something came up. Oh, it's in Jamrock. The one at...
Central Jamrock Pub.
I think, yes.
It is.
No, I guess I'll find out when he decides to come back home. It shouldn't be long from now. He's never gone for more than a few days. Just to return a book of mine. Why?
Do something? Break something? It's a fool's hope.
Yes. His old leather jacket. It's just your average brown leather jacket.
It reminded him of his teenage years.
Yes. The lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it.
She folds her hand. Here it comes. You've done this before. Just keep your focus. Yes. No euphemisms. This is what you came here for.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes in her vein.
Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just found him there. How long had he been?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears. The handkerchief.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No, no. I just need to tell my girls.
It burns like...
God. Should I call them? Should I tell?
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing.
She can't take much more. Her stomach is churning. Soon she will have to go to the bathroom and scream.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact...
A very good call.
Is there anything else that they are...
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still... Thank you. Thank you for telling me.
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscle...
We should step outside and talk. You did well. You did enough. Can save the whole world, you know.
Can't bring the dead back.
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day and let them know the name of the deceased. They'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live there.
Let's go.
on your mind? Rest of the crew has got to stay here.
Much love to my hardcore antenna brothers!
Good luck, guys.
Try to squeeze in a promo spot while you're on air. We've got...
Back across the water now. At least we're getting our exercise.
You can grab that amplifier, officer, and you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go. Just plug that in there.
It's done. I believe we are ready.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these can sets, both of ya. I've got it rigged so that we can all listen, but only no idea what we're gonna hear when I turn this thing on. So be prepared for anything. Trick is to keep transmitting your request until the big bad acknowledges ya. You got that? Good. We're live in 2. That's your cue, lawman.
You're all alone out there, wondering. The lieutenant looks up at you. He is nervous, for you're looking at him now, with both hands on his headphones. You see, very briefly, what the lieutenant... Then he turns to you. He gives you...
Give it another go!
Perhaps you're simply imagining it, but it seems as though you're learning to pull apart.
Nein, Liebling, das lasse ich nicht zu. Wie kannst du unseren Jungen bloß auf einen dieser Dinger nach Brede fortschicken? Marianne, mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr, seit auf einem Luftschiff aus Graz zurück...
You can't make out a word of this gibberish.
Liebling, bitte. Er ist unser einziges Kind. Er kann doch auch nächstes Jahr zur Akademie...
Keep trying. We'll get... Again.
It's gone now.
I didn't say anything, Detective.
Someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
An uncomfortable silence.
It's been a long winter. Long and cold.
I can assure you it's not my twin brother, though it certainly does sound like me.
So your partner's haunting himself, trying to warn him off his...
It's eerie for certain, but also harmless.
Something here is eating at the lieutenant.
Natürlich halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal.
Is that what this switch does?
Someone has been maintaining it.
Sounds like the de-spooker worked. Lucky break.
Where's the parte? Are you there, Lieutenant Dubois?
Bad news. Even with the de-spooker flipped, the signal is don't know. If we can't get around the interference, we're in deep trouble. Says here, main step, volume to the max. That's not too helpful. Okay, my guess, you climb up the centaur, man. See if there's anything Obviously...
This isn't exactly...
Someone has been maintaining it.
No problem at all. You've already teleported. Something about this setup seems dimly familiar. Images of your body smashed against the pavement flood your mind. This is dangerous.
You actually haven't, but you have proven that you are a relatively capable climber.
Your gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. This feels pleasingly familiar. You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument. That performance was frankly an embarrassment. The connection itself is nothing more than a little braid of exposed wire wrapped about the hoof of the horse. The whole monument is covered in a thin but durable layer of oil and...
Well, what's it look like? That's not good. We should have cleaned the centaur. Hang on, I'm looking at Egg's checklist. He says, if all fails, bend antenna. Narrow is the hardcore way. It says here, muscle style. Good question. Maybe he's saying we're casting too wide a net. Got a centaur already up there.
The speed freak is right. The responsibility is yours and yours alone. There's no turning back now. You are face to face with Philip III, the Bronze King. His imperious gaze leads you naturally to his outstretched hand, which, for some reason, strikes you as sadly empty. You can't help but feel that saber you picked up might just give this older king a little more panache. And, come on, kings and sabers are so played out. There's a better way. To your surprise, the saber's hilt fits quite snugly in the statue's.
There is no way that is going to make...
Nah, every bit helps. We need this antenna to be as hardcore as humanly possible.
This faithful steed is in nearly as poor a condition as its rider. A clear sky. Across the river, you can see Coalition warship Archer. A few of the idle lorry drivers and strikebreakers gesture at you with their cigarettes. More out of curiosity than anything, she yells a single word you can't make out, and then shuts the window with a violent thunk. You allow the broken hunk of metal to clatter to the ground. It...
Nein, Liebling.
Huh? Sounds like that was a...
on your mind? Rest of the...
Much love to my hardcore antenna.
Good luck, guys.
Try to...
Back across.
You can grab that amplifier, officer. And you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go. Just play.
It's done.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these cans. No idea what we're gonna hear when I turn it. Honestly, don't know how much juice we've got. It's good. That's your cue, lawman.
You're all the loot he is looking at then.
Give it another go.
Perhaps you can't make out a word of this gibberish.
Keep trying. Again.
I didn't say anything, did
And
It's been a long winter.
I can assure you it's not.
So you're...
It's
something.
Natürlich halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal.
Is that...
Someone has...
Sounds like the... Bad news, don't know. Says here, main step, don't know. My guess...
This isn't...
Someone has...
No something. Images of your body smashed against the pavement flood your mind.
You actually haven't. But you have proven that you are relatively...
It's gotta be you. I'm manning the decks. Maybe you break an arm, maybe you break your neck. But that's what the Invalids Fund is.
Your gloves give you a you don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument. That performance was frankly an embarrassment. The connection, it's the whole...
Well, what's it look like? Hang on. I'm looking at Egg's checklist. He says here...
The speed freak is right. The response you are his in... You can't... Come on. Kings and sabers are so... Why not arm the good king's valiant steed instead? There seems to be just enough room between its teeth. To your surprise, the saber slides snugly between...
There is no way that is...
Every bit helps. We need this antenna to be as hardcore as humanly possible.
Your grip is firm, yet controlled. The swelling in your headset guides your hands.
Looks like it's working.
Nein, Lieb.
The signal is clear. The storm has passed.
Try it now.
Lieutenant Dubois, this is collision or departure.
There it is. The big bad. Now...
This is it. You'll finally get... And by that, we mean the ones with the gun. There is so much you wish you could ask. Your efforts have brought you...
Please be advised, that you are speaking on a public frequency. What is your request? Acknowledged. To reach the committee, all you need... If the liaison accepts your request, you will be invited to address the committee at their next quarterly public hearing. We believe the next hearing is scheduled for July.
This isn't about you. Not really. It may have been at a certain point, but you've let go of that perspective. Now, take a deep breath. Look upward. You don't have to bear the...
What? How do you know this? Lieutenant Dubois, this is a very serious claim. Please describe this...
There's papers rustling in the background. There. You've wedged your foot in the door. Now, if you could show the coalition how much they're needed, you have the facts. Just lay them out beneath the cold light of reason.
Please continue. We're listening. Good God. Is there anything else the committee should know?
Detective, before you answer that, I urge you to...
You're not only speaking for yourself. He means to tell you, you're speaking for all of the RCM. What you say now will reflect on all of your half-brothers and sisters.
We're afraid we must ask you to repeat that.
Afraid. Her tone has shifted. She's reading from a script. Your words have activated some sort of...
Acknowledge. Listen very carefully, Lieutenant. We're going to ask you a series of questions. It is good. First question. Are you currently in the vicinity of Surrey, the North Arcade Islands, or near Pale Offshore Platform in Sulindico? Very good. Next question. Would you describe the phenomenon as...
What she means is, actually, you have no idea what those words could mean in this context.
Next question. At the time, did you experience sense? Yes. Examples may include sound, memory, light. Final question.
Yes, unquestionably. How could you be alone? You're a star, man. You are part of a large family. There's no need to overthink.
We repeat. Were you alone?
You hear the sound of a...
Thank you, Lieutenant. Please stand by while we transmit our summary.
A long winter.
Signals are starting to misalign. Not
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Collision Worship Archer. Please thank you for standing by. We are authorized to report the Committee of Responsibility. They would like you to address your matter to the committee directly, as their earliest convenience. Remain where you are. Collision Shuttle Laurel is setting a course for your...
To the southwest, one of the smaller aerostatics that hover above the city break.
No way! Big...
The lieutenant adjusts his...
Well, what now? You've accomplished your side task. You've contacted Coalition Warship Archer. Is whether we are about to lose you to the moral intern.
Beneath that surface query, a touch of self-doubt. The lieutenant isn't sure he can solve the murder without you. A little rhyme jingling in your mind's attic. Of the future, of the past, of all that is not made to last. The lieutenant takes a moment to...
Detective, each of us has our part to play in the world. My part is to solve crimes. I am under no illusion, but I embrace it because it's my role. And it's yours too, Detective.
The lieutenant's final words are nearly swallowed by the roar of...
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Coalition Warship Archer. We have been instructed to inform you that the...
No shit. How are they supposed to hear your...
Thank you. The Committee of Responsibility for Revachol has authorized us to offer you an immediate extraction. Do you accept?
Officer, what happened? You're limping. Why are you limping?
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than you.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine.
You didn't only get shot.
Well, good for you. So you're a killer? That's good, I guess. Better than being dead. I guess you are. Of course. That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the communards. An anti-aircraft...
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me.
This must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the revolution.
The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such. The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do. I'm sad to hear that. Take care of that with Ether, will you? Don't get too many arse.
That's cool. You boast in your bacterial
If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull, I just got it nice and yellow, and no drinking on the boat.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes.
Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from...
Aye, aye, Captain.
Please be conservative.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks...
On that island? That's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants. And we make a fire. We gather the sticks for the fire and build it.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war. But this could be...
I don't know what these are. They're lights. The fire guy...
Your nerve endings sting from them. They must mean a human being on that island.
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like people to be there. You shouldn't go. Yes.
Because he doesn't want to be found. Smoke traces.
I don't know.
Did you mean there are
Yes. No, he doesn't live there. No, he lives there. Been there twice, too. He doesn't live there. He isn't there.
anything else? What does this guy look like?
I don't know. We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there. Our father killed Dinty that he didn't. I don't know. Doesn't even have anything to do with this, you. Father isn't.
The two things are unconnected. Your question didn't make sense.
There's
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle and you're off into the bay. A strange trip. Have you made all the necessary preparations? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
What? Fine. Let's blast
Sad FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. And the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns in the silence. A sputter of, "Let's go." The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Ah, yes, so it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay.
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolution.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still sun. The flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters on the islet, there is almost no wind. Like a silent orchestra tuning. At the a silent hiss. Sea air moving through the needle. The faraway roar of the city. Distant like today's raindrops fall on water. Strangely quiet. A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box. Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. The air cossets flowers on. A drop of rain falls on a black log of an extinct col de Mamadakwa.
Yes? I have. Is that why we're stopping?
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor, and on most are soft covers. Serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. Popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin. Husband and wife. Widely read by people from all among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories. You find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering.
Someone's made themselves a home.
soft covers, serialized fantastique, and oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia. It's not exactly like reading.
Ouzia. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out. Not a lot of critical theory around in Ravachol West.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him. Wasn't there some in the communist students' room?
Well, yes. That once.
The little books seem inconsequential next to the big pile of frivolous entertainment.
Whoever has lived here, they have some education and a certain...
Interesting. Oh, glorious Fulmir, you wear the full set like a true-born hero. The ultimate performance of fun flows in you. You are literally untouchable. A god among... Go on. The fucking sun... There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books. White linen and a pillow are...
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain. Thick...
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead. Yes, anytime. If you need a rest later.
You don't have to be a... An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. Downstairs, somewhere? Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter, long and cold.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. A hollow ring, the canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down in...
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
The wind outside. You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one, a heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable. Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control...
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around, getting the blast door up.
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use, branded name, and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts. The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand? Contemporary Rivasholians prefer Juan, a local blend from the southern islands, or Astra, the legendary cigarette from Grad. Diamatiri is favored by older men for its paper filter tips, sweet smell, and added tar.
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have visited both locations. I didn't see any signs of smoking inside though. If people live there, they keep it tidy.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window, quite old and grimy from years without cleaning. The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck. Trepidation. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside, the red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the Whirling in Rags. The box-shaped silhouette of the Whirling in Rags. You see a small fleck of white on the rooftop, the upstairs window of Clausia's room, in the rain, reflecting light.
Do you have a line of sight to the window?
More than that.
A pair of binoculars? Or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone, lying on the mattress.
Cheek against the cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger. on a calm day like this.
Good. I think we have it, Detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
It's only moderately effective cop work until we have the weapon. It will not be, how do you say it, booyah? Where?
He does not answer. Just nod.
We should move now.
A strange feeling, looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Perhaps there's someone there, where it has always been, smelling of tutti frutti and betrayal. Baby, you know it's going to hurt. Yes, cold and still. But love is warm, like the... Yes. No. We're not starting with that. Not now. Not this. In the rain mirror of the bay, you see Martinez, reflected. Tall edifices, islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into... Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard. The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
The console of an antique computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out, determine it. Possibly. Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé. It sounds like this device was used to...
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer. This old cylinder, the lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse.
That should do it.
greasy old spring mattress lies in the corner.
The offer still stands. Take it.
The bed is quite inviting. You face the concrete wall. There's less light there in the dark corner. You didn't realize how tired you were. Your body is still... The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. You feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hack. Sleep. Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt the ice, but you don't even want to talk to her. She would only be cold and mean. Let her go. This is the holy queen of the territories of Muindi and Insulinda. Think of the historic knowledge we could glean. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win her back.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions. Is what you want to say, but you don't. Hammers clang in the distance. Children laugh. Where? There's water all around. She turns her face, and it's... I can't help you. I'm totally useless. Everything I've said is lies. I want the exact same bad things you want. To stand here, like a pillar of salt. Say, she sighs and looks... What are you doing? Stop saying things like that.
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown. Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the...
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing.
Anyway, I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime. No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us, it's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Ravachol and you. And you...
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try it now.
It's not, but... I don't know why I said but. There is no but. That's it, yes. We've talked about it a million times.
Where in hell? Stop. You're only making it worse for him. You never help with anything.
See? It just takes some time. For you, it will take something like 20 years, maybe? It was hard for me too. But I can.
She keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight. But it's clear you're still making her sad.
What other things? We've been through all the things. I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day. Yes, Harry. I am. Things have gotten much better for me, now that I am the ruler of the known world.
A tiny golden watch with red straps around her bony little wrists.
I don't want it. It looks expensive. I don't want it. Please don't give me any gifts. I am actually very ordinary, Harry. Below this gown and wreath, I have an ordinary... This thing you've made me into. I'm sorry for saying so, but I just hate it. What is this? This is so far gone, Harry. I don't even... My lungs do not glow, Harry. I am just like all the others. None of us have glowing lungs. Stop making me into some kind of... I didn't ask for them either. They're just a folk tale that has nothing to do with my reign. Or...
You couldn't make her lungs glow anyway. Only cry. And maybe not even that anymore. An apricot-scented ghost wafts out of her. Her skin.
That is very contested by modern historians. You're only saying this because things didn't work out between us. I have...
Stop making her angry. She won't start loving you again if you call her a mass murderer. Seriously.
You were very bad to me too. We've talked about it like 7 million times now. I don't want to do that anymore. I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30.
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
No, you don't. You're just being a martyr. And I'm really going now. I won't see you, but you... Oh, Harry. This is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, I'm suffocatingly beautiful. And young. And I smell of tutti-frutti chewing gum. Like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness. After leaving you the first time. So long ago. Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death, or war, or child molestation. See you tomorrow.
You're up quick. How was your sleep? I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have? Was it a job dream?
The lieutenant nods. I understand. We've all been through similar things. It can be overcome.
Okay.
He's still worried. You must have really threatened. dim gold.
It's on. Turn it.
Automatic boot. The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
After you. So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here. I don't know. Don't worry. I have a gun. I know. It was not easy to acquire.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock, then spits it out into the extinguished, unclouded by cataracts. His eyesight is sharp. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit. The what now? I can't hear you. I may have all sorts of little...
The position?
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up. I did. And you opened it. I should have burned that console down. Reactionary rock and roll music.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done. It's a triangle.
Southeast Samoran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle.
A Samoran rifle.
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Signal commune.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the ball.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only...
The words, "I am an enemy commander," sound cold as iron from your lung.
And what rank would that be? Doc. A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, political commissar of the 114. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This...
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune...
51 minus 8 equals 43.
No. I've been on other islands, too. I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago. "43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just...
He just couldn't. He nods, but he can now.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer, patrol officer Judith Minnow points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smoldering. One
always waiting. For her to...
Her who?
Girl, child, revolution. No. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class, the historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not...
So that's why he's the deserter.
What can I do? I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were a second is for reaction to take hold. It's the same thing. You haven't seen it.
And this was when?
May the 13th. 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose, the combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore, huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be...
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame.
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak. About airships. I climbed out into hell. The landing was complete. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen the mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love. All the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second. to do the deed. And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people that the bourgeois are not human. I had to fight it. I had to never stop. How does anyone survive? I steal supplies, vegetables, I collect rainwater. It's the life of a...
How is your health, Miss?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beet.
He does seem frail, gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble put...
The RCM can provide medical services.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you, toy guns. I have been running out of that stuff.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
It's the little joys. A dark joke. A sunshiny day. There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of... I don't even know what. Inferno?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. Ruins. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of the congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02. Retrofit coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone. Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million people Deathblow? You don't know. You haven't seen it. The black-eyed angel. It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those
There were posters.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forberg, and others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right? Useless now.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked on.
I don't want to. They're all traitors. pigs, rabbits.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
The propaganda bunker.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground. I do. They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
The old man looks across the water at the city, the ruins, the motorways rise.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol, the so-called Lieutenant W. Freighter. You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave.
A spray of blood from his mouth. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burnt.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
I don't think you did. You live in a delusion. Radio shows, speed racing and sporting goods. No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army. Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the boss.
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a night philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology, he was like a cleric, a shepherd.
No, the opposite of that. A future human.
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce. I've used it for
killing people.
It's a gun. That's what they're for. I've used it to...
Interesting. During or...
There is no after the war.
So he's continued killing after us. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. Something you... This is what you live for. The great serotonin, Jack. The solution. Go in straight. No youth. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
I don't want to tell you anything.
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong.
The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
Yes, that one. Ugly piece.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol.
A drop of blood in the... Exhaust him with proof. Pile it up. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to...
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top floor. You've been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You clearly need...
I'm ready to die.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gosh is right.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Stupid.
The lieutenant looks at you. Not this, he seems to say. Anything but this.
Intuition is an aberrant psychologism. It reeks of crypto-fascism. The parasite class use intuition. Your brain is rotting from the
He does not answer the provocation. It does not look like... Yeah, this just... But still, somehow you knew it was a communist. Perhaps you suspected it before. The vision was you remembering that. Was it supposed to? The inland sea is dark, vast.
Standing there, slack-jawed.
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried... There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. Nowhere else. No... Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Classia's bedroom. You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like... Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal. Nothing else comes up. You see, the lieutenant... I'm sorry, this didn't do anything.
Officer, a word? I think we may have this. From nothing to this in a day. This is good, Lieutenant Gefreiter. We just need a confession first, and then maybe a solid motive later. Well, I can think of one thing. The gun.
Yes, sire. Make a production of this examination.
Good. We are doing very good. He wants to confess, I can see that. We just need to pile it on a little more.
You hear that? He thinks you're this close.
I can see that, yes. Yes, good going. That should remember.
There is palpable excitement in his tone. He likes him for this. A lot. He thinks the deserter has more than just this case in him.
Oh, yes. And he hasn't spoken to anybody in a long time. If we get him up...
Minions of capital. What do you want?
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. For a man who, indeed, he speaks fluidly, his movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads, as he just stares at the logs or the reef. Great leaps of emotion, from anger to grief. You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid, keen even. Not, perhaps, but his seems more than that. The inner turmoil takes unexpected. In summary, you sense some underlying neurological disorder.
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
There it is again. Erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels the rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangon.
The right type and the right calibre.
He's liking this.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a...
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti. All it has to do is use jacket.
The old man keeps following your motion. Some kind of involuntary response. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It can be used against him later.
Petty bourgeois law. This is all.
A drop of blood. That's right. Pile it all on him now.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what?
Show me the souls, please, Mr.
Fucking imbecile.
The maker is called These are not the unusual horizontal patterned souls you saw in the dust.
The size fits, but not the soul.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must...
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly. More. He's gonna crack. But you need a little more.
Damn me.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even, a strange mood swing.
So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away. Classier. With the victim.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on everything.
Not a lot of guns around that use military grip.
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that. Jump, you look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against...
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? .46 jacketed ammunition. Modified. Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this.
Murder.
Like a marionette on some...
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood. beating us to the ground, moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises his hush. He does not need to be pushed, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights, both of them, him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look. Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white. And so...
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing?
Yes.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night? Before...
The old man.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective?
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle?
A rifle's scope has the...
And if you don't like it?
Click.
Yes.
You got him going. Connect every little piece. Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
"3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her gap."
Joyce. He means Joyce.
Wrinkled up whore. Yes, old-fashioned. They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and Mesk phalangs weren't conscripts. Boys like us. They were whites. All they know is to destroy and hurt. Barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing, in the burning years, I would take shots at them. I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back on Mundi with their families and polyester clothes. Them fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to... That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out.
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her come, to punish her.
since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was
Past the Fell building on the coast.
hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me. Her passport and tickets to Villiers.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
After she was gone.
Did you keep the documents in?
No, I put them back. Why would I take them? I'm not going to film. Oh, I mean, in the water, behind the campsite there. I don't remember precisely.
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of...
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here.
You could tell she was a spook? From...
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged.
He's setting it up for you. The bruises, you can't make that out in a scope.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
It quickly comes to you.
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little...
Did you make that hole?
With a clip-point knife.
Good for listening in, too. For hearing the moaning and the...
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass. I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny. Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her too.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union Box window.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf. Airport bag in hand, silks flowing in her wake. It's no good, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. It smells of burning buildings.
True. There is something bourgeois about women. The weak are more vulnerable to exploitation by capital, unless they rise twisted by psychopharmaceuticals, alcohol, and the class interests of the bourgeoisie. There's nothing to...
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like...
Man needs to feel something else. It helps if you have your eye on something there. Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian to feel... No. I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of our room on the floor, the day after I killed him. Yes, I don't know why I